The question of pornography usage and its impact upon marriage is a very important subject. Any priest that has been a priest for any amount of time spends hours preparing couples for the mystery of marriage. In our context here, the couple has 5 sessions with the priests. We go over the text of the service. We study a workbook. In this case, I've written a workbook that we're using now, but we used other workbooks before that help the couples to really prepare. And we help them anticipate future possible conflicts. For a good part of my years as a priest, maybe the first 15, the number one cited conflict that led to divorce was conflict over finances. So we would always spend some time. We have a whole chapter in Enduring Love, this marriage manual that I've written, dedicated to finances. What's a Christian disposition to finances? And believe it or not, there's many texts from the New Testament on this subject of finances. And the church fathers address this in marriage quite clearly. Now, for the last 15 plus years of my priesthood, that temptation has been overshadowed by the number one cause cited today for divorce, which is pornography addiction in one of the spouses. It's not just a little problem. It is a massive problem. I think what's happened is that since pornography addiction is primarily a male problem, it's not exclusively that. Sadly, the percentage of women using pornography is growing because our culture is becoming unisex. The devils and the sexual revolution, the LGBT movement, doesn't believe in sex roles, right? So they're trying to project this unisex concept. So more and more women are abandoning traditional femininity and are being taught and modeled to be more masculine and chaotic and whore-like in their behavior. So more are finding pain in getting addicted to pornography. But generally, it's the woman, the wife who suffers, and the man who's the propagator of pornography addiction, the one who's involved in it. I think our women have finally found out that it is cheating. It's not as cheating as bad as it could be, but it's a man with another woman, fantasizing, stimulating himself, going through the biological processes of arousal and ejaculation, which are, the church fathers say, are holy things designed by God to deepen the bond between a husband and wife and to bring forth the miracle of children and to counter and cure the virus of lust. And this is taking place by men without their spouses, with another woman in front of their face and in their minds. That is cheating. I think women have finally figured this out, and for this reason are ending relationships with men. There is no soft coding, there is no trivializing the use of pornography and pornography addiction. Of course, we can have tremendous sympathy. Counselors and priests do have tremendous sympathy for men because it is a massive cultural endeavor to promote and slime faithful people with pornography. The pornography industry is a larger industry than all of Hollywood. There is more money that is being spent in the production of pornography than is being spent on just normal kind of cinema. When you have that kind of societal forces behind it, and you have such cowardly politicians who know the documentation about how damaging this is and refuse to take a stand and to criminalize pornography as though somehow that's an attack on freedom. When you have such cowards governing your country and you see the destruction of what's going on in society, we're going to continue to see this until individual men put an end to it and do what it takes to pull this addiction out of our life. You know, an addiction, a passion, is something that has more control over you than you have over it. Everyone has a passion that they're particularly susceptible to. And in this culture, the passion of lust associated with pornography addiction is at epidemic levels, which means that we need to treat it with the greatest amount of seriousness and concern and investment. It can be cured, absolutely. Greater is the power of the mercy of God than the power of sin. But it must be taken very seriously, looked at head on, addressed in confession, guided through penance with the priest's help, with the support, hopefully, of a loving spouse, and a no-lose attitude of the man. The man has to say, I will do anything, rather than continue to be a slave to the devils. And that's what's behind pornography. What's behind pornography is the demon of fornication. This is a very particular demon. He's violent. He's absolutely violent. He communicates through his influence to men that they can't do this, they can't live without it. He smashes them on the head every time they try to resist him. And the witness of the church is the demons are defeated. Christ is the victor. Join yourself to Christ. Show that you'd rather be faithful to him than anything else, even if it means death. Good for you. Do it, and you will have the victory. There are plenty of men who have obtained the victory in this area, and this is what we need to bear witness to. If we believers can choose Christ over our greatest passions, that light will be so bright that it will help many. Will help many in our families, many in our workplaces, in our neighborhoods. They'll be coming to Christ, and you'll see the increase of the church, the triumph of the church, through the practical conquering of sin in our lives.